Hello there. This is Marcio, and this is another episode of Culture Coding with Agents. And this is part of a series of reflections where we consider many things in terms of the building and developing, working together with autonomous systems, agents, AI systems. And I usually am working in various projects. Some of these projects are related with the company that are around Weplex Communications, which is a marketing assistant for professionals like psychologists in Brazil. Okay. And today I want to update this system. Okay. This system is called Switcher Builder. All right. And it's basically I can switch among projects so I can develop various sites for customers, for professionals. And today in today's session, I'm going to, I want to update, this section here, which is, you see the small square there that shows the logs for one of the processes, like the live report. And right now it doesn't refresh. And also, we have this like scroll bars there. And I wanted a solution that refreshes automatically showing the last update to the log. Okay. Now, okay. So let us jump to the let us jump to the editor. Okay. All right. Okay. Wait. I'm stopping the system. First, starting the system again. Look at some of the processes there. Tapping stop all. I want to pause all the processes running. Right. Now I break the server here. Good. Okay, so now opening a text editor. This is visual code. By the way, we're using ChatGPT uh, codex plugin for the visual code session, right? And I had a draft from another session in terms of this update. All right. And so, I was about to engage, right? Ask for the tool to execute, but I didn't have time because I needed to do something else. And then but I had the prompt started. Okay, so this is the first reflection here. Interesting, right? And happens with humans, it happens with teams, and it happens now with agents as well. All right, and because I didn't have time to engage with the actual decision, right? I asked the tool to, hey, just write a memo for us. All right. So let me revisit that, right? So that says make PM2 log UI auto update, watch log file auto scroll to bottom. Suggested approach: add SSE endpoint API log stream using FS watch and create stream. To push appended lines, emit missing and close if file not found. Client idea, I guess that's me. When opening a log, create event source to that endpoint. Appending coming lines into log content. Keep scrolling. Close stream when panel is closed toggle. Interesting. Rotation handling. If the file size shrinks or file recreated, reopen. Fallback option. Periodically pulling off something. Lines equals to 200. I didn't understand that. Notes as says if it's current Express setup, no extra dependencies needed. Avoid leaks by unwatching and sending final SSC on error close. Okay. One thing I wanted to understand though, so all right, so if we are to do this, right? Okay, so now focusing here. All right. All right. Let us then proceed with the update plan in the memo to do MD. You can later take out notes from there, and if applicable, yes, soft yes, please update decisions towards the README, right? So here I'm making another point, right? One point is, oh yes, so certain things as we decide, put in the README as well, because that's like setting principles there, maybe. So 2 points here in terms of management with coding with agents and culture coding with agents, right? Point one, you don't have time to make the decision right now, but you started to plan, and then you can make the decision of writing up a memo for reading later. Then I came later, I'm reading the memo. Point two, as you produce something and you gotta always update documentation for others. This is also not new. Okay, and now um, besides that implementation to the UI of logs for the two logs. I'm making the point we have two logs. Um, Server fat log and watch fat log. All right. Besides making the implementation, also double check if we clear the log files when we run the profile 2 and 3. I think so. Okay, now send that, right? I'm now gonna get a coffee and you're gonna see activities there maybe. Okay. Meanwhile, so if we go back to the UI, right, we see we will expect something like the logs here. This is the log where the logs are showing. Actually, let me focus for you there, right? This is where the logs are showing. Okay. We expect them to better um, showing the last lines there. Okay. Very soon, I am planning to come up with a different scenario using two different visual code sessions. Something's going on here and something's going on there. That's nothing new there. But I wanted to leave that scenario. Um, Let the two do something do some other activities, alternating different activities. Let's see. This thing about that gives us right the streaming um, activities there, right, with the logs, and we can look. That's very nice, right? That's something. In the beginning, the first time I saw installed the codecs with GPT-5, and then I was like, oh, it's not using Visual Code at all, right? That's the first thing. It's like those are just Linux commands going on there. But then after some time, I was like, huh, interesting, right? Because you can click, right? If I tap there, it opens on the left hand side, I guess. Yeah, it opens the files, and you can read. Also there we can see with the GIFs, right? The lines added, other lines removed. Very nice. So there are certainly good things, interesting things for us to consider there of this visual code thing, right? And maybe now it's going to just start being visual, right? I don't know. Sometimes I wanted to see the entire movie, with the changes word by word in every single file. I think it would be very nice. Completing final step, reviewing log stream error handling. Who knows? Is this gonna work? This is actually my shell where I am intended to relaunch the code, right? Verifying things. All right. Added an SSE based log streaming with keep alive rotation handling and new API log stream root show log drawers auto refresh without polling. Very interesting. SSE is server side events, by the way. Oh, apologies. You need to focus there, right, in that area. Okay. Updated the UI to toggle event source streams to watch fat and server fat. Auto scroll new chunks and cleanly close streams when switching or closing the panel. Nice. Profiles 2 and 3 now truncates their configured log files before restarting PM2 processes to keep runs clean with notes captured in the memo. Same sentence there. Notes captured in the memo as part of profile 2 and 3. Maybe it's referring to documentation as well. Not sure yet. I see here file changed, PM2 control, switcher. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Oops, wait, what's going on? Right. Reload this dude here. Refresh PM2 processes. Looks like nothing is there. The site that I might be working now is that I'm intended to work is Weplex. I'm going to show the plan, run the profile one. It copies many files, okay? This profile one thing there. Now, when the profile runs, you see we have the execution profile comes out there. Now, right, if I run the profile too, this is the thing that I intended to see the logs. Yep, I saw an update there. You see, in this area, this box. But I didn't see the full logs. Yeah, it's coming out, I guess, right? Yeah, you see, toggle. Maybe I see growing, but I don't see. I did see growing, yes, but not the scrolling updating. Hmm. That's partial, I guess. Yeah, see, executing. That's one of the reasons I wanted to have this is to actually be able to see what's going on before I run the profile 3. All right. Yep. See, now I came out many things and see, for instance, right, errors. Very nice. When I get errors is part of what we want here. Uh-huh. Yes, the whole point is to see the errors in case we need to fix something, right? So for instance, I if I go here and I execute this command, yeah, the error goes away because I had a solution for that error there, and now I can run profile 3. So let's try to run profile 3 and toggle the log. I didn't see there. Mhm. Yes, good. Okay, so shall we update the try again? Wait, wait. How have wait? Tell me, right? Tell me about your solution to the scrolling update thing. So this is a situation, right? When you ask for something, and you don't get what you want, it's really important to check out what's going on. Opens an event source instead of one-time fetch. Server watches the file, sends initial snapshot of tail content. When chunk events for appended bytes. Keep alive comments, prevent timeouts. Auto scroll. Each snapshot replace log content and then interesting. Replaces log content and then scroll top equals to height. Robustness. If the log is truncated, rotated, the stream restarts from the beginning. Question. When do you clear the log files? Logs are truncated right before restarting PM2. All right. Okay. Okay. Why you replace the text area, and not append to it? Just wondering. Please, no code. I replaced the initial snapshot to avoid duplicates and to realign when the file is truncated recreated. If SCC payload gives a clean tail, I set the text to that exact slide so you don't see partial old content double lines. After that, appended chunks just get added. Truncate may have. Oh, I see. I see. So for the event updates, you just update the area, right? And by the way, I wanted to see, this is not a text area, right? Right, this is a div with scrolling. That's good. Yeah, the initial snapshot plays content with every subsequent chunk appends. Huh, right. It's the new text to that same area. I see. Um, Somehow the scroll is not being updated. I I really didn't want to write that, you know. I don't know because it did try, right? And there's some sometimes it's nice, right? It does a good job actually fixing things, but it's usually good to check out what's going on, right? See, because there's always a solution, right? And you're, and of course that can sometimes be a trap. Trying to find where I can wait, wait, this. Where is the system? Okay, all right. Just a sec there. Refresh PM2. Stop all. Okay, let's capture. Let me first capture the fix. Okay, now let us release the lock, pick the site, run the first profile. Good. Show plan, run profile 2. When we run the second profile, you see the log there. We have a system running, toggle. It's initiating, right? You want to see if this auto scrolls. Oh, wait, let me give you the zoom in there. Yep, nice. We have this auto scroll at least for sure because we have many lines. Those those lines with the deprecation warning there showing. See some warnings, different warnings coming out. hmm Yes, looks like the system is running. I understand those final lines there is what's expected here. hmm Run profile 3, toggle the other log. Okay, so that means, okay, that I, if everything is good, okay, there is a site now that I can access. Nope. Oh, yes, there is a site that I can access from here. This is Weplex website. Um, so it's basically a system to bring the whole development session. And by the way, what you see in the background here, right? Again, because I did say this in other places, in other episodes, this doesn't make any sense, right? This is an absurd. These elements, these UI elements there, I consider them now more like dashboards and connectors, things that you put like a chief operations officer puts objects and machines in a given location. Put the TV here, put the stove there. That's how I see now what's going on here. This UI is an arrangement. Okay. All right. So stop all services. Very nice. Release lock. Very nice. Change to Amigali website. Run profile. Show plan. Didn't see. Oh yeah. Copy. Did work. Run profile 2. Show log. Starting. Show watch log. Webpack is watching the files. It's quite slow, my system. I'm gonna remove this guy here and kill the Google Calendar in the other screen. Kill that other thing. Kill another browser there. Let's see if we can save some resources here. Kill a WhatsApp session, the other compute in the other screen. I don't think we need this builder now anymore. And also this other visual code, we don't need that. Maybe now it's slightly better. I do want a this browser here, right? Because now I'm changing the profile. It's still trying to build the basics. Let us animate properly there for you. If I put myself here and well, how do I do that? Hmm. Okay, still working there. Yep. Now run profile 3. Toggle the log. Toggle the log. Mm, I see. Yeah, because the first time you see, like it changes, but it was showing the other log. Of course, it only replaced the log when the new process comes. Nevertheless, with a little bit of patience, but all these things, before I was doing all of that with the, you know, in a shell and repeating over the days. Even though there's some repetition there, it's easier for me to switch projects. And I know this is an intermediary system. So, okay, thank you very much.